2. Welcome to the Friendlyjordies podcast. How are we?
Welcome.
Up to date, not bloodied, and very smart.
Can we, if you are smart, then this segment you should elaborate on. The biggest headline is U.S. AI stocks are crumbling.
I did not know
We
that.
saw the lowest, like Nvidia lost, I think, close to $1 trillion Aussie dollars in one day, which is the highest ever loss.
Holy shit.
And it's all because of this new player called DeepSeek, a Chinese AI company that's entered the market.
Are you serious?
You don't know anything about this?
No. Is it
Okay.
the same girl we were just talking
Crap.
about?
So, all right. So, like, my shares are worthless now.
No, they're not. But so what's happened is that essentially there was this belief by Americans, business community and politicians, that they are far ahead of China in terms of AI. And they believe that, and they were thinking that this gulf is increasing further because they've restricted their access to these high-tech NVIDIA chips, right? And this Chinese tech startup
Fuck, my brain.
released a ChatGPT equivalent called DeepSeek, and it is, if
Seek.com.
not better...
That's incredible. You know what my first thought was? There's a Chinese one now. Goodbye. And then I'm deleting my.
Well, it's not only that, dude.
Serious?
It's not only that. So apparently, this Chinese AI, unlike OpenAI, is actually open sourced. So you can just go, you can download the codes, you can make your own software, you can use the software all free of cost at this point. This is what OpenAI, the American company, was supposed to be.
But
That's
it's-
why it's called OpenAI,
how-
but it's not that
it's not?
anymore. It's just they've all made it into like closed. So you,
Right.
so essentially, this source, this DeepSeek, is open sourced. It is about 5% of the cost of these other ones, these big OpenAI systems, and the problem is that the timing of this is just as Trump has launched this project called Stargate, which is essentially pumping hundreds of billions of dollars, close to trillions of dollars,
Rockets.
into creating these data centers and basically buying all high-tech NVIDIA chips and doing all of this while just as this Chinese software was released, and it
So
is
it's
doing it at a
strategic.
fraction of the cost.
So it's strategically released by China, you reckon?
Well, I don't know if it's strategically released or not, but the timing is pretty uncomfortable because this is done just as trillions of dollars are being invested into something that potentially
Are you
is
saying
of
that
no
America's
use.
lost?
I'm not saying America's lost. Well, I'm saying that, okay, here's the thing. This will kind of be like what we initially thought, well, not I, but what U.S. Politicians particularly initially thought was that we are so far ahead that all of these AI, we're going to have a monopoly over them. And we're going to restrict China by not giving them access to these chips to create such things. That has been shattered completely.
Right.
And so all of a sudden, all of these AI companies in the US seem overvalued. Also, they're using a methodology that is extremely capital intensive, and whether we would need to use it or not is also up. Like, the debate is open.
Yeah, so you're saying this is the end of America?
What I'm saying is that this is
No, he's not.
what I'm
Yes, he's
This
saying
is
that.
so dramatic.
saying-
Get to the meat of it.
this is a Sputnik
Such
moment.
a man of polar opposites.
I wanna shake
Is
my ring.
Is America over or not? It's a simple question.
And he's not answering.
America
So he works for the Chinese.
America now has a lot of competition. Let's just say that.
So
America has a lot of competition.
So what's this-
But
what's
it
this-
sounds like they have not just competition. It sounds like China is well ahead of them, no?
Well, no, well ahead of them in terms of tech, just close to them or slightly below them, but it is doing it at a fraction of the cost and also doing it in an open source system.
Yeah, so, you know, if that's the case, you fast forward 5 years, they'll be ahead of them.
They could be, yeah.
Damn, dude.
They could be. What it will do is, I don't think it'll knock
That's
out the
scary.
big AI
big boys.
giants, but it will knock out some of the smaller startups that are trying to compete with them. It's I don't
All right,
see
big boy.
I don't see like any country that is not under. I feel like what this is going to be is that iPhones and Chinese Androids.
Yeah.
The American ones will be iPhones, which will cost insanely more. It'll look flashy, and rich countries will try to use them. And then you'll have the Chinese Android ones, which are, 80 to 90% as good at a fraction of the cost. The thing is, we found out that this Chinese Android versions exist like last 10 days ago.
Shit. They're pretty clever, aren't they?
They are, dude. They're very, very clever. And the thing is, like, now the US AI companies that, have been asking for these trillions of dollars are now saying, whoa, China, it's not that China didn't have any chips. According to our estimates, they have 50,000 of NVIDIA high performance chips, which is against, US regulations or whatever. But, neutral commentators saying, like, even if that's true, that is like hundreds of thousands less than you guys took to build a system that's comparable.
Yeah.
So, like, even your worst case scenario just makes China way more competitive.
China's just this, like, a little bit of luck, a little bit of, cultural hegemony, a little bit of elbow grease, just this perfect little thing. Just like a nice, hot, bloody dumpling soup, if you will. It's just a perfect combination. It's going to kill it. They're just killing it. It's just a perfect storm. They're going to be unstoppable. It's
well,
just
not only are they
unstoppable.
unstoppable, they made a statement saying, like, not only are we where you are, we got there in a fraction of the time, and we did this the whole time with one hand tied behind our back, which you tied, and we're still there.
It's incredible.
It is incredible.
crazy.
It's
You got to give it to them.
Yeah, but they're not like.
And also, when I was in Hong Kong the other day eating wonton soups, I thought
it's yummy.
I could get used to them being our overlords.
But I'll give them some credit. But it's some things. There's a bit of luck too, man. I swear.
What's the luck?
The luck is
It really
like-
sounds like they've never had any luck.
Nah, the cultural hegemony is like helps for them to sort of the government to be able to just make these broad, sweeping fucking reforms. Like, I'm not saying.
Well, it could have gone the other way. They did hard fight for that. It could have just been a large.
All right,
Taiwan.
fine. The cultural homogeny is the only lucky.
Cultural
thing.
homogeny is a big thing.
Yeah,
And that's really big.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's as Ali was
But
saying.
there's a lot
that's
of
like
hard
it's
work
been,
too, obviously.
To put it in mislove terms, it's been sort of become one of those Japanese 100-year-old broths or whatever.
Yeah, like ramen broths.
It's like
crazy.
a ramen broth that's 5,000 years
It's
old.
crazy
It's
how the-
aged well.
Yeah,
It's crazy how the world changes. Literally 5 years ago, China's cultural homogenous thing was considered their disadvantage. US would say, you know what China doesn't have? The diversity.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in this Trump era, you're like, whoa, it's because we've got too many different people here.
Yeah.
That is weird. I never even thought about that before.
I don't think it has to do with either, though. I don't think it helps if you're homogenous.
That dude
or
you
it's-
told me to listen to
Okay,
said it was.
cultural homogeny is not the right word, but in terms of just having a culture that is like well instilled in the country.
I think it is the right word.
But like it could be, man. There's shitty cultures. There's
Sure,
shitty cultures.
it's the right culture.
It's
yeah,
the right culture.
They're
Well-
just hungrier, dude.
No, but homogeny like
Man, I don't know. I went
suggests.
to China, man. They don't team hungry, man. They eat a lot of food, man.
No, I know. They're hungry in the sense they're hungry for success.
We're not,
Yeah,
hey.
but cultural
You know what,
homogeny.
honestly,
We're going to be the morons that are going to be forced to buy that iPhone at a cost that we can't
I'm
pay.
looking to buy one
whilst
right
looking
now.
at the Chinese models that are going to be so much better catered to us.
Yeah. It doesn't look as cool.
All while cutting
So-
off our exports and increasing our American imports. We're in a great position. And we have no choice in the matter.
Yeah, no, it's annoying.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
what are you talking
because the
about?
Americans
Try to
just
say,
sort
But
of-
try to say
Labour will be
anything.
like lighter on that than the Libs, I'd imagine.
What?
They'll kiss the ring less so than the Libs.
in terms of that. Yeah, but it's look, global empire is as global empire does. There's really not much that
True.
I really need to keep reiterating
Backwater.
this point over and over again. Australia is a province of the American empire. You have to think of it like that, and then just deal with it. and
What about
move on.
England?
But can I also like?
I reckon it is a province of the
Is this-
American empire too.
Is this is going to be something that's going to upset a lot of people,
Here we go.
but I'm going to say it nonetheless. Saying if you look at two stories, there's one section, right, without naming who's who at this point, that has a very closed proprietorship system of AI, which is going to make half of the workforce jobless.
I reckon he's talking about
Whilst-
China there.
whilst-
me
My
too.
bet's on China
Whilst
for that
also
one.
having
Yep.
the
Sounds
system,
bad. Must be
which
the
is going to be
Chinese.
owned by a few individuals that will have uncanny power.
I think that's
Exactly.
America.
And not only that, not only that,
It's not even America.
not only that, lobby their government and the politicians to make sure that no other country comes close to their level of advancements, just so they can sell an overpriced artificial intelligence system. And then you have, on the other hand, that is a different group that is creating
America,
the
you
same
reckon?
thing, which does the same functionality at 5% of the cost with an open version available for everyone. Now, who's the villain and who's the hero?
Option 1, clear hero. Option 2, clear villain.
Criminals. Don't go too.
Because this is the thing that he doesn't add in his nice little haze that he's making.
Yeah.
They're stealing.
Of
They're
course.
stealing intellectual property.
Property.
Thank you.
Well, you know what's
thought of
well, you
it
know what's
first.
you know what's funny. Apparently, China.
Who did think of it first? I don't know.
I think the
I'm
American-
surprised with like Mexico.
No, but apparently China, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I listened to some quote-unquote expert on quote-unquote YouTube, quote-unquote the other
Fox
day.
News channel.
No, it wasn't that. It was some
Sky.
No, it wasn't either of those. It was like some Pinko like yous, all right? Is that
Some
what you want to
Pinko,
hear?
was it?
And he was saying that China openly admits to taking inspiration and influence from the West, technology-wise and even culturally, but they say
not inspiration. They steal it. They reverse engineer the shit.
Yeah,
out
but
of
they
it.
don't- but
according to most estimates, this.
but they're proud of it. They're not saying this is theft. They're saying we respect what you've done. We're taking it and
Dude,
improving on it.
This is
you know?
what I'm gonna.
That's what they say.
I know, and this is also true. But I want to tell you where China is at the moment, because a lot of Westerners don't realize this. They did that. Okay, so for example, let's give the example of U.S. Sells the most tech savvy Air Force fighter jets in the world, right? They created a concept, the F-22 Raptor, which was this most advanced version of their jets. Then they created an F-35. Which
This is America?
This is America, which they
Yeah,
also
yeah.
sold to us. They've sold it to Israel.
Yeah.
It is supposed to be the greatest, fighter jet
Right.
that's ever created.
Yeah.
The Chinese made a different jet. I think it's called Su-35, Su-20, I think, which is essentially they made it to like counter the F-35s. That looks exactly like the US jet. It possibly functions significantly below the US jet. And this is a clear example of reverse engineering, where they got a jet, they reverse engineered it, and made a slightly shitter.
Where'd they get the jet?
Well,
Shoot one down.
Apparently they through espionage and shit.
Holy
they found like they had an asset that
espionage.
leaked.
That's
This is a
insane.
big case in the US, and they had to like do a lot of.
And imagine being that guy. What a cool life.
but
the
that's
guy that
not what I'm
talks to the
saying.
Chinese and says,
That's
I
not-
have something that might be of interest.
Cool
to
isn't
you."
interesting. I'd say
That's
scary.
not the point. This was true about 10 years ago, which was
What-
happening,
what do
right?
you mean 10 years ago?
US,
What are you talking
10 years ago,
This happened 10
US
years ago.
or Western countries would make something,
Yeah.
whether it be a car,
And the Chinese would
whether-
steal it,
and
yeah.
the Chinese would essentially reverse engineer it,
Right.
create a product that was cheaper at and all that stuff.
Cheaper and shitter.
But that's
Yeah.
not where China is at today, and the example can be seen in fighter jets as well. So China has now produced a 6th generation air fighter. US is at 5th generation. All of
Shit.
the world is trying to come to 5th generation, and
Right.
China's so what I'm saying is they do reverse engineering, but they're moving beyond that.
But
They're creating stuff which we haven't even created yet.
No, but what I'm saying is I
and
think that-
DeepSeek is like an example of this.
Yeah, but I think what I'm saying is I'm pretty sure they see it as being like, yes, we did it. And it honors both us and you. And it's like, okay. I think that's how they see it. They don't see it as theft. They see it as like, you have a good idea. We're a global community. We'll take that and improve it. That's not ethically wrong. And I'm not saying, I don't know if it is or isn't, but
No, I think it's much better your approach. That would be way
What?
better.
That-
That was a free exchange of ideas.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stuff. I mean, look,
That's
the
how they see
Trans-Pacific
it,
Partnership is all about trying to restrict China's access to these ideas.
Yeah, right.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
I get it.
yeah,
but as
yeah.
you're pointing out, they just do everything better. And it doesn't seem to be working at all. In fact, they seem to be just stealing all
It's
the great ideas.
probably-
And all
yeah.
of this is happening. All of this is happening whilst in the U.S. Donald Trump, say what you want, like he's doing all of this for U.S. national interest.
It's controversial.
But at the same time, he is.
I'll give him that.
He
He
is.
gets conversation started.
But he is quickly burning through the goodwill capital that the U.S. has created in the last 40 years.
What goodwill capital? What are you
Goodwill
talking
capital is like, okay.
In the
sense of,
international stage, you mean?
like what I'm trying to say is like when it comes to, for example, something like the Panama Canal or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think Obama or George Bush did not realize that they had the power to bully Panama?
No, yeah, of course they did.
Yeah.
The-
George Bush Senior figured that out.
do you think that they
Did he?
didn't? They
Yeah.
thought that they couldn't put on tariffs and
Yeah,
muscle it.
yeah.
But the reason why they don't do
not
it is
diplomatic.
because for them it's like a low hanging fruit, and what they build is the capital when like we need something really big.
Yeah.
So for example, somewhere France and European countries don't pay as much for NATO, right? And Obama and Bush, they would allow it to a certain extent. But when it came to action, when U.S. decided we're going to launch an invasion in Iraq, and the United Nations general says this is an illegal move, the U.S. can then say, all right, bitch, everyone come with me. I get to call these shots.
Yeah.
Because they've developed a capital
Yeah,
amongst the
yeah.
international community where the international community can't refuse this to them.
yeah.
What Trump is doing now is quickly
Depleting
eating
it.
that capital.
Right, yeah.
Where everyone he's
like
now being
favors.
upfront about it. Anyways,
Yeah.
whilst China is setting this new model for governance, what I'm saying is this could shift the pendulum
It does-
towards China in the third world.
It does seem
Very
as if
quickly.
Well, it
like,
always does seem like that, doesn't it? As soon as Trump was elected the second time around, I thought, in the Obama years, there was definitely a thought of, maybe it can hang on. Maybe it can hang on. There's something working there. But the second election of Trump, where it really just looks like it is turning into one of these like Central Asian hermit states.
Yeah.
Just going, tariffs on everybody.
Yeah.
America first.
yeah.
And it's not just that.
Let's stop stealing our jets. I'm calling a girl from Mexico. It's very...
It's like tightening the belt. It's like when
But
someone's
it's also
losing
not
money,
even
they're like, we
tightening
got
the
to.
belt. Just to put it into perspective, this
It's just decline. It's just straight up
global
decline.
Panama Canal issue, right? This massive issue
That's
been created.
I wasn't-
This
I-
is the other thing.
You
It
could-
is
the
about
Panama Canal
zero-
was the Grace, what's her name, of canals. I wasn't-
Yeah, well, it started conversations.
I didn't know about much
But
about this
just to
canal.
put things into perspective,
As you all know, he's a PhD in Grace Tame.
just to put things into perspective,
Impala.
this Panama Canal, the cost to the U.S. for using that corridor is 0.001%
Yeah.
of the Pentagon budget.
How much?
The Pentagon budget,
but how much percent?
0.001%.
Jesus Christ.
So the
Nothing.
U.S. president is using global clout and muscling a government to get a concession for something that is 0.001% of the Pentagon budget.
But is it true that China is running all their materials through there?
What I'm saying is like, pick your battles, dude. Like,
Is that not a battle to pick?
Absolutely
Christ,
not,
no.
dude. What are you talking about?
No.
I don't
It's
know.
beneath-
Trade routes are important and
Like in
shit.
the
I don't
90s,
know.
Beneath the
Might have
U.S.
been.
presidency to be
Right.
fighting over something that minuscule.
I just thought these
And also the Gulf of Mexico thing.
But you hear about like Silk Road and these big trade routes, and they're going to build up China, they're going to build up India, and they're going to. It's like I assumed that the Panama Canal was something on that level.
Well, there's partly that, but part of it is genuinely Donald Trump saying that why? Because the Panama Canal route is so there's very limited spots that can go through that route. So you actually have like people bidding in. And it can cost like millions of dollars
Right.
every time
Yeah,
you do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And it's not that the U.S. is being charged more the U.S. is being charged just as much as any other country.
Yeah.
But the U.S. feels entitled to have, like,
Right.
why are we
Yeah.
paying the same amount as
Right.
everyone else, including China?
Yeah.
When we built this, and they're right, they did build it in, the
But I get what you're
60s or
saying.
whatever.
It's not big picture stuff.
Small picture stuff,
Yeah.
and all you're doing is like
It's small picture.
scaring the international community,
Yeah,
where like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
agreeing to it because they're scared of you.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same
But it's
time,
also not a very-
immediately thinking of alternatives to your
Yeah.
system, just being
Yeah.
like, I can't trust you anymore.
Yeah, it does seem like you said about the crazy like third world like Southeast Asian country where it's just like very authoritarian, and it's like that's not. Well, I mean, look, but China's authoritarian, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
China
not in
is
the same way. Internationally, they really do stick to their word. They're much more. They're a much more trustworthy partner.
They
than
are
the US
authoritarian domestically. You're
Domestically.
right. But internationally,
internationally,
they haven't
they
demonstrated.
stick to their
Right.
deals
Okay,
all
that's
the time.
that's interesting. That's interesting.
There's, I'm sure you could find examples. I'm sure there's going to be nerds that will take me out on this, and they will pick examples of China like double backing people because like every nation does do that stuff. But man, America is muscling on people. Like one of the first things that Donald Trump did when he came in was saying, all corporations from America will not be subjected to this 15% minimum tax that the entire world has been working towards because they've realized that tax evasion is getting out of hand.
Yeah,
and
right.
they really need to do something about it. And so everyone was working towards this, including the Biden administration. This was his first act to just sever that. And in fact,
that's
like lower
crazy.
corporate taxes even
That
more.
is crazy.
You know?
That's
and so like
crazy.
and so that really screws over Australia that was leading the world in tax evasion.
Right.
And
Wait, what do you mean? Australia was leading the world in tax evasion?
it was leading the world in cracking down
Oh.
on global corporate tax
I
evasion.
didn't know that.
Leading the world.
Shit.
And now they've just put Australia in a really bad position, and it's like,
Fuck.
we're your best ally.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just keep doing these kinds of
Yeah.
things to people.
I just wonder if
Yeah,
there's-
including like, I mean, I don't know, like, I think history will be a judge of this because the debate's out. But like, AUKUS is a terribly bad deal for us financially.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I've
it's
heard,
like
yeah.
something that we don't have a choice in. you
Yeah,
know?
but like, what was I gonna say?
Don't
Oh yeah, surely there's some economists. I saw Bernie Sanders was grilling the guy that was supposed to be he's going to be I don't know, the economist. He seemed like an intelligent man. And it wasn't the Fox News guys. It was like the Fox News guy. It was like a economist.
A man that was being interviewed on Fox.
No, it was a parliamentary.
Professor of the University of Georgia.
No, he wasn't a southerner either. He was just some guy, and Bernie was just grilling him, being like, "Surely, like, you don't think that like giving the more tax cuts to the billionaires is good economic policy?" And he was kind of dodging the question, but like, surely there's someone that's in the administration that studied economics that wasn't that Milton Friedman school, or even if he is, you know, can see the merits of like.
Well, they're rapidly getting rid of them. I mean, another one of his first acts was to just fire
I saw
1,000
that.
White House staff because
Who?
1,000 White
Oh,
House
yeah, I saw that
staff.
because they're inefficient or whatever. You reckon?
It wasn't because they're inefficient. It was just because Biden appointed them.
Fuck, that's
You know?
very.
and that is something that Democrats
That's
don't
very-
do. Yes,
that's-
they'll take out key positions and stuff.
very
But like
petty.
in terms of people that are doing the main,
Yeah.
like,
It's very-
basic,
it's very-
the function of government. They're not doing
Yeah,
that kind
it's
of
very
stuff.
like.
I'm gonna like, from Trump's perspective, he has to do that, dude. Last time he didn't do that, and
Impeachment.
anything that he
got
would
the
say,
election stolen off him.
and he thinks that, but more importantly, something that is actually true is that Trump couldn't, like, every time that he would put in a policy position, bureaucrats would just refuse to follow it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Which is, again, it's very Central Asian stuff.
It's just
It's like, this is the whole thing. That whole Milton Friedman thing, that's just not the model that Trump is going for at all. He threw that textbook out, and then nobody in the Republican Party cared. For decades and decades, they've been running the same con that the Liberals do here of we're the better economic managers. Trump gets in, and he's just like, no one actually cares if we're good economic managers or not, because he actually understands the base. And so his is just straight up cronyism. It's just that.
right,
Like, I mean, someone made a really good point the other day. It's mad for me because I did invest in Tesla shares, but
they dropped a lot. Did you see that?
when?
Tesla
Today,
dropped
dude.
massively.
Yeah,
dude.
by the way, George,
135 billion.
Oh, crap.
and also,
Oh, dear. I'm going to have to.
no, wait,
They
wait,
dropped
wait.
hugely,
Don't
dude.
look at it now. It's not good.
Dude, it's bad.
Also,
man.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. I told you to invest in a lot of AI stocks.
Fuck. Just as
But
I'm
that's
getting
okay.
into superhero.
Don't worry. It's okay. They'll recover.
Sorry, I didn't thought you knew that.
Tesla will, right? Sure.
I don't know.
I told you to.
I don't know.
Told you.
It'll be
It's one of
fine.
those conversations
Dude,
you have with
listen.
your dad just before you're about to go to bed.
Listen, of
Look,
course.
mate, yeah, no,
nah,
axe
look.
murderers do
No,
exist.
dude,
yeah,
it'll,
right,
it'll,
right,
it'll,
yeah.
Do you
it'll
steal?
jump.
Do
It'll
you
jump
steal
back.
like DeepSeek, the Chinese one?
dude, it'll jump back. It'll jump back. It's just, you know why it dipped? It's pathetic. Let's call it what you will. It's the Nazi salute thing.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No, it's not that.
That's what they said.
Okay, we'll move on to a different topic. I want to ask you, particularly you, Miss Love.
You'll be fine.
Donald
buddy.
Trump is aiming for about a couple of thousand deportations a day.
Dang.
How do you feel about this now?
Finally, someone getting it done. Nah, it's very hectic, but it's just good to see someone follows through with the rhetoric.
You got to give Trump this. He's following through.
Yeah, he's following
At
through.
lightning speed.
I mean, I think it's pretty harsh, that's for sure. It's pretty harsh. Well, look, I don't know enough about... There's people that say illegal aliens are good, and then some say they're bad, and I don't understand economics well enough.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I don't know if it's something... It seems like another performative act that's like, look what I'm doing. But, you know, I can imagine it being somewhat of a Panama Canal thing of being like, it's not going to change the fucking country. How's it going to change the country? A few thousand people. That's not going to change the country.
A day.
1 million people won't change the country. There's 350 something million in America.
I'm telling you now, you keep that up for 4 years. That's a lot of manual labor that's leaving the country.
Well, I don't know enough.
But again, I don't know enough about their economic circumstances because I know that here the amount of migration that we have is bad.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But I don't know about America.
Well,
because I do hear people all the time saying that cheap labor is what keeps America
immigration
going.
to
So
me
I don't
is
know.
like one of these fucking smoke and mirror things where it's like economic. Everyone has their take on it, and everyone can argue their point, and every point is irrefutable. So I don't know. I don't know enough about the logistics. Am I wrong?
Definitely when it comes to America, I can't really answer.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I can
Where are
see
you
the
going?
argument though that
Because my argument doesn't matter anymore.
Why?
Because I've been defeated in the political argument everywhere.
That doesn't mean that you. What are you talking about?
I think immigrants are generally speaking a net benefit.
You can say that. I mean,
However, look.
don't you think that? Come on.
First of all,
in Europe, no.
First of all, you need to make
there's problems.
you
in
need to
Europe,
make
for
a
fucking
decision
sure.
whether, as a society, you want immigrants like this or you don't want immigrants.
but-
If you don't want immigrants like this, then the economic cost and everything doesn't matter.
But see, I don't agree with
And
that. I
then
think
in
there's-
that case, Trump is doing what he needs to do.
Yeah.
If you think that generally speaking immigrants are a net positive, then all of this is ridiculous and
I
also
don't-
evil.
but see, I don't really agree with that. I feel like there's gray area. You can agree.
Okay, I can
with,
tell you one thing. If you believe that you want to stop illegal immigration, let's say you do believe that, then what
Yeah.
Trump is doing is absolutely the way to do it.
I
There's
don't-
no other way to do it. You
Yeah.
first need to de-incentivize it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go into this because I personally don't believe in it. But if you do believe in it, then
Dude, we're not in
there's
America.
no better way.
It's not gonna. Our audience is gonna be like,
What are
he's
you
not
talking
for.
about? We are doing exactly what Trump is trying to do. We've been doing
Really?
it for the last 20 years.
What, mass deportations?
What is our equivalent to their illegal immigrants?
Like-
the boat people.
Yeah, like Christmas
we sent them
Island.
we sent them into a prison camp in
Yeah.
Christmas Island.
Yeah.
Trump is sending them back to their countries.
True.
He's way better than us. So like we are in no moral position to be judging them.
Right. Yeah.
We are already and
Yeah. I'm a bit harsh with that stuff, but I don't know. I'm obviously not for like. It would be. I think it's wrong to fucking like.
You know what's
To
probably
uproot people and destroy their lives, but it's also, you know, I don't know enough about the economy side to the argument, but I think that like I don't necessarily think that I think that billionaires not paying their taxes is wrong, and I think that like illegal immigrants not paying their taxes is wrong morally. It's on the same sphere, but you know. I just don't know enough about it. I don't think rounding
I don't
up
know.
people
You know what?
is right.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Ali, tell me if I'm wrong. Probably the real bad thing is same thing that happened in Australia. It's not illegal immigration that was the thing that was destroying the economy here. It is legal migration.
I don't know.
And that could be the same thing that's happening in America, where it's just illegal immigration is used as a scapegoat.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, something that Trump is very supportive of are those, H-1B visas or whatever.
Yeah,
and
skilled
I don't
visas.
know if they're necessarily good for the country either.
But surely,
just
but do you think like unfettered, like full gates off illegal immigration is a good thing?
No, it's
No
not.
one thinks that
Right.
except psychos on the internet.
Right, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. There should be a middle ground, but obviously, like what he's doing is like, extreme. It seems extreme.
The thing is, as bad as this sounds, you need to have an extreme outlook.
It's an economist.
Because that's the only thing that can
Right.
disincentivize people from coming
Sure,
in.
but in terms, I'd be interested. Apart from the moral, ethical issue, the camera's cooking.
Yeah, I know. What is
Just
going on?
put it back
with
on
the
us if
camera?
I
it's
think
all
it's
of
just
us.
because there's a storm at the moment, in case you can't hear the
Right,
cracking
yeah.
thunder.
But what I'm curious about, I'm not disregarding the humanitarian aspect of it, but the thing that I'm curious about is the economic argument.
Okay, this is what I think
What's the
is going
economic
to happen.
argument between
The-
illegal-
and this will address your
Yeah,
economic.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
what I think is going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball, so maybe I'm wrong.
No, you gotta
What
be
they're
more.
doing right now is the border czar, I can't remember his name, that bald dude. He was being really harsh and he was saying, we're getting rid of these criminals now. Then we're going to move towards, like other people who are non-criminals. No matter if you're an illegal immigrant, you should be afraid. And he's
Right.
saying all of that. I think that they're not going to go for average people. This is just to scare the average people to basically come up and just leave themselves. So, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is like it becomes like full blown fascism where they expel millions and millions of people. It could be that. I just think that that's a very, very difficult thing to do for them anyhow.
Yeah, I
But
guess
what is really easy for them to do is to scare those millions of people enough where the weakest of them just show up and say, we just want to go back. We're too afraid.
I mean, the question is really, is it the whole classic South Park thing of like, that like immigrants took our jobs, white, or not white, just like working class, whoever people are getting shafted because people are willing to work for less and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Is that bullshit or is that true? And then it's like, or is it the opposite, which is like they're jobs that no one wants and their wages are crap anyway. You should be thankful for people picking potatoes. I don't know what the argument is.
It's all of it.
Right.
There's people that come in from the southern border that all they do is pick fruit in, the Texas or Californian heat,
Yeah.
which is a very difficult thing to do.
for sure.
And get paid, not
Everything.
heaps, but and that's something that's required. Then
But then
there's
some
also other
that abuse
There's
it.
a cartels that, because people smuggling is a criminal venture at the end of the day. So cartels have access to people smugglers, which means they have access to routes to come into the country.
What do you think about him
And-
labeling them as terrorists now? Did you hear that?
I think some of them, like Jordan said in the previous episode, are violent cartel members that do warranted. But I just think like the definition of terrorism applies to a very specific group of people. I don't think you necessarily need to classify them as
Yeah,
that.
no,
you
that's
should
fair.
probably take
Yeah.
action against them.
Yeah.
They are.
It's
and
ju-
then there's people that come in and work for like really shitty jobs that know. It's a bunch of people.
So, but from an economic point of view, like, is it just neither here or there then, or something?
I think a bit. I think
Right.
it's a bit like for certain.
Economically, honestly, I'm starting to be on the side of you probably don't want to get rid of illegal immigrants.
We
They
don't
just
want
work
to.
so cheaply. It cuts your labour costs into
In
nothing.
fact,
does
that
it-
was
but
an
does it-
old.
And they work hard.
But is it bad for
So, like-
citizens?
I honestly think that legal migration is bad for citizens. I think legal migration would be the ones that are taking the jobs.
I think that's
that
the
you want.
actual old Samuel Huntington argument. He's like one of these,
Yeah.
thinkers of the conservative world. And he used to say, what's actually true is that we don't want legal migration, we want illegal migration. Because when you get legal migration, all of a sudden, you have to give them a certain amount of wages, you have to give them
Right.
social security, you have to
Shit.
give them all
That's-
that.
that's not good for the
Illegal
economy.
migration is great because they come
Right.
in, they don't get any of that, they work for way less.
Shit.
It's
And they're
an
working
exploit.
shit, dangerous jobs.
What he's basically saying is like it's like an informal way of getting slavery.
But how
back.
about this? But
Yeah,
how,
exactly.
But how about that?
Exactly.
But
That's what I'm pro.
But how about that? Isn't that also immoral? It's like a philosophical question, but isn't it also immoral to exploit someone and pay them nothing, or is it like?
No, but you're just talking about it purely from an economic perspective.
okay.
This is not. It's got nothing to do with
well,
morality.
but to move into the morality of it, then is it ethical to allow like an illegal Mexican immigrant or whatever to work for like nothing? Is that
Well, you know what?
because is it,
Look,
like,
I'll
are
say
their
this.
lives worse in?
I'll say this.
You know what I mean?
Look, they're moving from Mexico
For a
because their
reason.
circumstances are shitter
Worse, they're
in
worse,
Mexico.
they're worse,
And
yeah.
on top of that,
True.
those jobs need to be done. And
So-
no one does want to do
Right.
illegal immigrant work.
Right.
There's a reason that you're doing it without any protections at all.
And they wouldn't. You'd imagine they wouldn't be doing that unless they're leaving more dire circumstances. So I think
otherwise you just stay in your village.
Yeah, people probably just, or at least the Republicans probably with a broad brush just go, they're all exploiting the system. And it's like, that just can't be true, you know? Like, people aren't like risking their lives to be like, fuck you, Uncle Sam. I just don't think so. You know? But the cartels, it's like, it is a fucking hectic, scary thing.
It's just, there's every example. There's good migrants, bad ones, okay ones.
Yeah.
They all pay taxes, though. I just want to say that. It's
Really?
Not because
Well,
they might
because
not
you'd
pay.
have to because you're paying things and then you've got state
Yeah,
tax
exactly.
and you've got your land taxes.
Right.
No, they don't pay land tax. They also probably don't pay income tax. But if you look at like poor people, most of them don't pay a lot of income tax because their incomes are low and it's a progressive system. What they do pay is like consumption tax.
What, like on food and shit?
Yeah, like GST,
GSTs
you buy
and that
something.
kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like marginal.
Yeah, but that adds up, bro. And that's most of the poor people tax.
Yeah, I guess it
Because they don't pay progress. So an illegal immigrant.
So an illegal wouldn't pay land tax.
No, land tax, I
What if you
think, is
rent?
when you
I
own
doubt
a
it.
property.
Yeah.
You can't own a property and not be a citizen.
I would imagine
Well,
not.
I think you can, but I don't know if they're legally
Can you?
buying property, dude.
What
Legally
bank's
buying property.
giving like loans out to someone?
I just
Well,
thought they
no,
just
they-
own some shit house and because like they're like third generation and stuff, like generations of illegal immigrants.
I don't know. It's
They rent, and even if they're buying their house, it's on someone else's name. It's probably going to be a difficult thing. So they're not paying land tax. But like, if you're a poor immigrant, you're not buying heaps of properties and paying low land tax, anyways. You're just paying mostly consumption tax, and if you are a citizen, then maybe a certain level of income tax. Probably not even that.
Yeah. Yeah, so they are still paying tax. That's true. Yeah, it's really weird because the question is, what do you replace them with? It's not going to be kids in California, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, some people say it will be, but
Really?
yeah, some people are like, there's these jobs are like, there's people that will fill them, but I
Is
don't
there?
know. I don't
Because
know.
It
if
seems
that's
like the
true.
average American citizen would just rather be homeless.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I think you're probably right. I don't see. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I don't
It's
see
probably
that.
pretty much the same thing as Australia here, except that we've got a much better system where it's a bunch of British backpackers want to stay here. So it's just like, go pick fruit. And they're just
Hey,
like,
one second. There's going to be an echo because I wanted to play you guys a couple of videos. Firstly, to end this segment, watch Selena Gomez
Helena Gomez.
cry about it.
Cry about what?
Oh, man, I'm tired.
So, Selena Gomez is an illegal immigrant.
Oh no.
This is going to be cringy. Okay, here we go.
Oh, wait, one second. I got to fix something.
There's no
Sorry.
sound.
It looks like an apology YouTube video.
Imagine all the people living life.
Just want to say
What time
that
are we
I'm
here?
so
I'll check that. Let me
It's
check.
probably better.
Let me check the road.
Only people are
Piss as well.
killed.
I don't know.
Hold on.
The USB one.
Bluetooth, yeah.
No, USB.
Try it now.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Come back.
Just call me Ted.
I'm taking the sound off.
Okay. Watch.
Ugh.
Oh Jesus. Oh my God. Jesus.
Okay, that's enough.
Jesus. She's definitely really upset. I gotta piss really badly. Sorry.
I hate it when celebrities talk about politics.
Okay. So, what do you think about this?
What do I think about it?
Because
Really cringy.
Americans, some American senator was saying that If she doesn't like it, then she can go to Mexico herself.
Okay, that's probably a bit harsh.
Hey,
I think the appropriate thing is what we did, which is just stop the TikTok.
yeah, I know. Okay. One more video because there's probably an echo, and I want to get rid of that echo. So let's quickly watch this video, and then so this is Peter Dutton's campaign ad.
As a young police officer,
Wait,
I
one
saw
second,
the
one second,
best.
sorry, one second. Okay, sorry. Here we go.
God, there's not a photo of him where he doesn't look like a serial killer, eh?
As a young police officer, I saw the
looked
best and
scary
worst of our
back then.
society.
Yeah, he
It
is.
could be confronting at times, but sometimes we were the only thing between vulnerable people and serious harm. So I learned the importance of always turning up and getting on with the job. Later, I started a small family business. It grew to 40 staff who had families, mortgages, and aspirations, which means that you are relied on to balance the books and be responsible. As a minister, I learned that a strong economy and a safe community are central to everything, that you sometimes need to stand up to vested interests and always make decisions in our national interest. The right decisions aren't always popular, but I'm not interested in taking the easy path, because we live in the best country in the world, and I'm determined to get Australia back on track.
Not propaganda.
And also very, very substantive.
Yes, very no sort of.
I like
colloquial-
families, farms, mortgages. I like employees and employers. I'm a really nice guy. Also, when I was a cop, I was constantly always awesome as well.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't understand why they make those ads anymore. Do they work?
Probably.
Who's dumb enough to sit there and be like, "Who's the real Peter Dutton?" Oh, thanks for explaining it, Liberal Party.
Lot of people.
The secondary footage of drone shots of farms really helped.
Dude, it has an effect. Even I was like, well, that
Yeah,
couldn't have
also, like,
all been a lie.
He says that he's a small business owner. I don't know if this is true, but I recently read somewhere that he has a $300 million property
I don't know if that's
portfolio.
true either. We are debating this all the time at Friendlyjordies if we should use that stat or not. And I think our general summary is no. I don't think that something that was originally posted on yahoo.com is probably good enough to say that he's like the fourth richest man in Australia.
Yeah, but like if he has a small business, his business apparently was construction. I looked.
Right.
Dude, if you've got a construction business and you've been active for the last 20 years, you can make a huge amounts of capital gains. Like he could have a big property portfolio.
He does.
Does
I'm not
he?
disputing that he's rich. I just don't think he's richer than Malcolm Turnbull.
Nah, that's not possible.
It's possible,
I'd be
but
surprised.
it's so implausible.
It's possible, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's just no.
Property prices have
I have a
gone-
construction business in Queensland. Cool. Were you a merchant banker? No, but I had some families that depended on me, and I really cared about them. I saw them as an extension of my family that I also really care about.
Yeah.
Is he winning or not?
That worked on me.
Is he winning the election?
Well, he's got Miss Love's vote, so
No, he doesn't
there's
have.
one.
He doesn't have my vote. It's just amazing the power of that.
What? Like royalty-free beats on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they didn't pay anything for that beat. Nothing.
No,
Not a cent.
nothing.
That would have been a
100%,
cheap ad to make.
The only thing that is kind of working against Peter Dutton is the Gina Reinhardt stuff.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I see that that's the only thing that gets traction.
Yep.
Even under this video, you look at the comments and everyone's like, we need a leader. This is the most consequential election. And then just one criticism would just be like, did Gina write that script for you, mate? Can't fool me.
Can't fool me.
Gina.
Oh, yeah, that guy knows all.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, that's my strategy for the election campaign is to just constantly point out over and over again the oligarchs that are controlling Peter Dutton. I think that people don't really care about Peter Dutton. They're not scared of him ever since he stole Ali's glasses. Don't you think that happened? He woke up one day and was like, where's my second pair? And then he saw on the news that day, I'm announcing several more flags behind me from now on.
Yeah, that did happen. He's right.
So I don't think that that really works. I don't think it works pointing out policy. I think it's just this thing of showing that he is this puppet, and that's it. Showing that he's actually weak instead of this strong leader he's always trying to pose himself as.
Do you think it's a losing fight? He's winning.
What?
He's winning all the polls. You know, he's now the preferred PM. It's too late.
You think? I think it's going the other way, man.
I don't know.
I think it's going the other way. I think that what you are watching now is pretty much it's stayed 50-50 the whole time. Like, it's just like, oh my God, it's 51-49. Oh, okay, so you polled a few more people in the Gold Coast this time. It's nothing. I think that Anthony Albanese will post a late election, and the later that he keeps it, the better the economy gets. You can see the negative favourability of Anthony Albanese is softening hard. I know that you're saying that your friends and family hate him. I have noticed that anybody that I ask, you asked them a year ago, everyone hated the sun god. How dare he preside over a bad yield? But now the yield's getting better.
Is it getting better, dude? I don't know if it's getting better.
It's getting better. It's undeniably getting better. Like, the stats are in. I'll give you a really good one. You know the amount of expendable income that expendable savings that the average household has gone up by 17% under Labor.
Dang.
So
Yeah, but that's like about 16% of that is just Peter Dutton.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying is like it's going to the top, 1%.
it's not going to the top 1% though. Like, the amount of wealth that is getting distributed back to workers for the first time since the Labor Party was in last time is going towards workers as opposed to away from workers.
All right, I haven't looked at the stats.
Like,
What
listen to
about
this.
jelly?
Listen to this stat. This is nuts. I did not realise that this was the case. Under Labor, minimum wage has gone up close to $150 a week.
Wow, that's
That's
crazy.
not beer. That's not small beer. That's
Well, it
Great
is,
Northerns.
That's
that's
a
just
cheap
like-
beer.
Oh,
Yeah, but
well, it's Peronis.
There you go.
but that's close to that's not even close to the rental increase in the last 3 years.
What?
Rents have gone up by more than $150.
Yeah.
So it's like a net negative anyways.
Dang.
Yeah, but like,
Checkmate.
look, that's all well and good. The point is that you can make the argument very comprehensively that as soon as the Liberals get in, your wages will go down about $8,000 a year.
Jeez,
That's
Louise.
huge in a cost of living crisis. This is the whole thing. Ali, it's all well and good. I'm really going to start making this point a lot. It's like, it's all well and good to sit there and be like, my life sucks in the global cost of living crisis. It couldn't be any worse. I'm sure Uganda's killing it at the moment.
Yeah.
But then you compare it to another country. We're doing a comparison in New Zealand. Dude, it's brutal
Yeah,
over there.
they're way worse than us.
Really?
Way worse.
Yeah, but they're also like
They're fleeing. They are refugees. They're like Mexicans coming here now.
Really?
And we're talking like teachers and shit. It's not just
Shit.
dole bludgers anymore.
Jesus.
It's like everyone. And then they're just going there in New Zealand and being like, fine, we'll just replace you with immigrants then. Can you
Really?
speak English as a teacher? Okay. Make him the Spanish teacher. That's what's happening there.
I don't think that's happening there. They're very they've got a very
I think
right wing government.
I think that
right
is
now.
That's what I'm saying. So their pay increase, think about this. While our pay increase for minimum wage went up to like $143. Oh, the other thing is same job, same pay. There's a lot of people now that are like getting an extra 40 grand a year because they passed that.
What is that?
Same job, same pay is just
That Grace girl did it, didn't she?
yeah. It's always her.
No,
isn't
what
it?
is it? What is it?
Well, this is Grace Tame's initiative spearheaded policy, obviously. But same
Continue.
job, same pay is just pretty much before, if you were a casual worker, they could get away with paying you, I don't know, two-thirds of what they were paying somebody that was on a full-time contract. And then Labor comes in and says, no, you have to pay them the same amount that you would be paying someone on full-time for that job.
Damn, my mum ain't happy about that, I'll tell you that much. My mum ain't happy. No siree.
why isn't she happy?
Oh, what a shame. She's such a swing voter.
Mum's just, I was talking to mum and she was just saying like, apparently like half the staff she works with, I shouldn't really say, but like there's issues with like incompetency and like like just like they're not doing any work, and
Yeah, hiring and firing should be easy.
I think
That's what
honestly,
she's
like
into,
in bad times, in global cost of living crisis, I think that Australia has been very, very lucky, because the more that I was doing this New Zealand comparison video, you realise at key pivotal moments, so say in the 80s when you're trying to put Australia into the global context of a globalised economy, we were so lucky, dude. We
Yeah.
had the dream team. We had two of the most competent politicians in modern history. Bob and Keating at the helm at that key
Bob
time.
and John.
And John Howard.
John Laws.
That's what we're talking about. Steady as she goes.
My dad called John Howard an idiot yesterday.
Wow. A man that voted for him, I'm assuming 4 out of 5 times.
I think so, yeah.
He's the stupid one.
Dude, your dad is like an example. Your dad's just the Australian version of Bill Burr. He's just like
No, the Croatian version of Bill.
the Croatian
What do you
version of
mean?
Bill
What do you
Burr.
mean? What do you mean?
It's like he used to be like you voted for John Howard.
It's so true.
Then started
It's so
seeing
true.
his version of a black lady, which is not a black lady, but still.
Swedish
And he was like,
lady, it's so true.
you know, Donald Trump, that orange man very bad.
No, that's
Yeah.
not what he said. That's not what he said. Remember what he said?
President idiot.
No, he came into the office once and there was a thing of Trump and he goes, you know what they say about Trump? And then points to him and just goes, small penis. And I was like, yes, that's
He wasn't
very
even
good.
subtle
Good.
about it.
Like an ethnic translation of a Stephen Colbert joke.
I was like, that's very good, Dad. You're right.
He didn't even
Yes,
say
it is
small
clever.
hands. He said small, penis. Direct.
Small pepe.
I love him so much.
Yeah, me too. He's great.
But
He is
yeah.
Croatian Bill Burr.
He is. It's
Mex's
actually,
lair.
it's happened. But what I worry about, in all honesty, is I think Jordan is underestimating the Australian power of, don't you reckon it's just time for a change?
It really isn't.
But it's not time.
Yeah, it's not
been a
time.
term.
Yeah, but people
It's
think
been less than a term.
Yeah, but that's objective. If Australians see someone for like more than a month, they go, "It's time
It's
for a
time.
change."
Keep them on their toes.
Keep them honest, if you will. So you're really undervaluing the power of. Don't you reckon it's just time to change it up? I reckon it's time to change it up, which is the dumbest argument because it's like, yes, that's how things get done, breaking up progress constantly as quickly as possible.
As quickly as possible. Arbitrarily as well.
Yeah, arbitrarily
Just on the
stop a
feeling
job.
that you've seen them on TV a bit.
That's it.
Yeah. Each time.
I mean, I hate to say it,
Is
but
it time?
am I lying? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Look,
a
honestly,
serious
I
thing.
seriously think that I'm quite optimistic about the next election as long as we can just keep away. If you can just keep hammering any idiot out there that says they're all the same.
Yeah.
What we need is a minority government, which is just a bunch of liberals that were too dumb to get pre-selection and then just started fighting little cultural battles to niches. Yes, that's going to really make things better, especially when they have a track record in Parliament of blocking progress on housing, the environment and the economy. Get them in. Get them in. That's a good idea. I think that if you just can just keep hitting over and over again, Dutton is controlled by Gina Reinhardt, and you can just keep comparing to any moron that you ever see when they say, like, they're all the same or we need a minority government and argue against that. I think all we can do is win the internet war, and I think the internet war is as important these days as the mainstream media narrative.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the
more
case.
important, probably.
Nah, they still have the capacity to set the narrative,
Right,
like the
right.
defining narrative of it. And a good example of that was the fact that Ali comes in and says, "Don't you think that everyone's just calmed down about the culture war this year?" Which is basically just saying that the media has stopped putting out all of these clickbait, rage bait articles this time around.
Right.
Which I think, again, is because Albanese is setting the tone for that.
Right.
So, I think, obviously, the press is going to be barracking for Peter Dutton. They always do. If an election were held today, I honestly don't think that they're getting in on 49-51. And I think that when you actually put people and make them focus on what is at stake here, I don't think it'll be the same as Trump in America. But then again, I'm always wrong. So
Here's hoping that you're right
Always.
this time.
when it comes to
Could be
elections,
wrong.
when
You
it
could
comes
be
to
right this time.
investments,
You could be-
you want my advice? Buy big in Tesla. That was so brutal in this podcast. You know, this is something else. Here's another stock genius thing that I've got that I saw from Ali. That's your worst performing share now.
No, but like,
Even worse than silver. Much worse than silver.
can you like, while we're at it,
Oh,
I
dear
don't want to. This
What?
fricker calls me
Yeah.
before the inauguration and says, "Should I buy Tesla?" And I was like, "Dude, I honestly think Elon is going down. Like, I give it a year tops.
Yeah.
After a year, he's gonna have a fallout with Trump,
Right.
and then people are gonna realize that Tesla isn't that great, anyways, and it's gonna be enough." So I would say, like, I was telling him, I was like, "Dude, it's pretty high. Like, it's a good time to sell."
Damn.
And he was like, "But in inauguration, what if I get?"
It did go up in the inauguration. He's right. It did go up in the
did,
inauguration.
but it's like a
But
temporary
you,
thing.
dude, you know what? How good's this? It's just like, yeah, good work, Jordan. You invested before the inauguration. And then it just goes, and he's like, yay. And he goes, bang. It's like, you got greedy, Jordan. You didn't pull out before the Hitler salute. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's not a joke.
Oh my God. Isn't it pathetic that's the economy now?
It's insane.
What the hell is going on?
What
He's
the
friends with
fuck?
Trump. Ding, 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 ding. Was that a salute or not?
By the way,
You have lost confidence in the investors.
Yes.
On that
that's what it was, yeah.
on that subject, I am now convinced that it was a genuine salute
Why?
because
Really?
it wasn't a Nazi salute though. Again, I don't have
A
any proof,
Roman
but
salute.
I looked up. Yeah, it was a Roman salute because he's nerdy and autistic about that.
Yeah.
Now the Roman salute is where Hitler got it from.
Right.
So it was.
But
picked
everyone
up-
got everything from Rome. So
Yeah, but
Right.
it wasn't. Hitler didn't get it from Rome. Hitler got it from Mussolini, who wanted
Got
to
it from
recreate Rome.
Oh, of course.
And so I think when Elon did it, he was in a moment where he was just thinking like, this is the golden era. This is going to be the new Roman Empire. And in his he just went for the Roman salute.
bloody Nazis have to ruin everything, don't they? You know what I mean? It's like first you took the moustache, then the salute.
now you've tarnished poor, defenseless Elon Musk's well-earned standing amongst MAGA.
Well, he's definitely cooked you.
Far
It'll
out.
be back. It'll be back.
It'll be fine.
It's just one of those like
All
initial
temporary,
reactions.
Things go up and down. It'll recover tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I think honestly, there's
Hey.
too much money in it.
One more segment. There's an
Memes.
online-
We have to do
All
memes.
right, I'm looking
Oh,
at my, I'm
yeah,
looking at my
okay.
Tesla shares.
We have to do memes. If we don't do it, he'll kill me. I've delayed it for like 6 months.
But I've already turned down the echo in it.
Well, I'll get it up.
Can you increase the one that was the volume, and then
Yeah.
we'll do the Pingu memes?
This one, right?
Yeah. All right, Miss, let's do it.
Let's do a. There it is.
Oh, dear God.
Oh God! How much?
Oh, God.
How much?
Don't.
Oh no!
No, that's all right, actually.
Okay.
It's just NVIDIA is getting hammered.
I'm telling you, that's why I didn't want you to look.
What is
during the
Nvidia
call.
again?
I don't even know.
It's fine.
All I know is it's down.
Hey, the cow soup stocks are always available.
Well, it is literally stock. That's a plus.
Miss.
Damn it, Miss Love's investment strategy turned out to be the best. I'll do something borderline gay for money.
Yes. That's how we do.
Just always up.
Dude,
Always.
don't worry. Nvidia still is the second biggest company in the world, even after that loss.
After
Okay,
this.
let's watch the Pingu memes.
Yeah. Finally. Sorry, Vish. That's just what he needed. That's just what he needed.
Right after the Tesla stocks.
Sorry, dude. I hadn't seen that.
Stocks in Geordie's esteem is going down.
What was?
That was
And there's
brutal.
4 to go.
So brutal. Yes. Holy
Who's the midget though? Is that me?
I don't know, but that's very funny. Holy
Very
shit,
good.
that's so
Very good.
Awesome.
Son, you wait here while Daddy tries to talk some sense into this raven.
good.
Slow down. Who's been stealing your thoughts? Wait here.
Holy shit.
Man, this is the arc of Simpsons characters that I've had over my illustrious career. It started off as the Nelson Muntz of the internet.
Yeah.
And I became Krusty. And now I'm the raving bum.
Can I also show you something quite funny?
No, wait.
Okay,
just,
after
just,
this.
Just
after
finish
this.
this.
After
This
this.
is your segment.
So much ADD.
All right, Jordan watching.
Mirror, mirror, show her to me. Show me the princess.
Is that Rachel Maddow?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
And it is
funny.
what I think.
That is fucking
I
funny,
don't
dude.
like being reflected.
Show me the princess.
It's so good.
I like the mirror that shows you what you want.
Okay.
Could you give me a handful of peanuts? Not those peanuts.
Oh, Ali, how could you?
Yeah, I don't know
And it
what.
was purely just Ali at the TikTok
I
Awards
have
doing
no
that.
idea what this is about.
Oh, dude, that was so good.
All right, last one.
What? What was that? I didn't get what that was.
There's no point. I can't repeat what that is.
Okay.
That wasn't
If
vetted.
you don't know, then you don't know.
That is Vish.
As always,
you
killing
are,
it.
You are an
Miss, can
absolute.
you turn it off again?
Yeah, you're an absolute king. Like, talk about king.
It's always on point.
Such a where Merrick left off.
Fools. Yeah.
I gotta find this thing.
What are you looking for?
There's this image that pays you out that you'll quite enjoy because I don't think there's been enough of that to you.
Who sent it?
While you look for it, can I introduce a
Here it is. I found it. Okay, so
No.
I sent a friend of ours a photo of who I have saved in my who Jordan is saved as in my phone. You can save pictures, and I was like, check it out. And then he sent back what he was saved as in his phone. There's a screenshot of that. I think you'll appreciate it.
What is it? What is it? Jordan?
Sick of everyone paying me, using Simpsons comparisons against me. Oh,
So one is what's his name?
Hank Scorpio.
Hank Scorpio, and the other one is fucking
Troy McClure.
the other one's Troy
But that
McClure.
hilarious jubby photo where it's just like, I'm not finished. And for some reason it's got him saved
Lamb
as
Shanks is Becca.
What's lamb shanks? Is that
You don't know what lamb shanks are?
No.
You should know that.
Oh, I didn't get
You
the
make
joke.
them for Christmas?
I didn't get that. That's why he calls you lamb shank. Very clever. There's an addition.
Oh my god.
Do you like it?
This is the worst pod I've ever done.
Do you like
This
it?
got so bad. I started this pod by saying, and I quote,
I can't
looking
wait."
forward to tonight's pod.
Yeah, I know you did.
Dude, this is you. Yeah, you get the stink lines and
I
everything.
know. No, but now it's just like, you got the crow's feet and everything.
I didn't pick that one. I picked the eccentric millionaire madman.
I would prefer eccentric millionaire madman
Then
than
the
washed up
Yeah.
B-grade celebrity.
So mean. Anyway,
Lamb Shanks is
I
back
think
on
he's.
the menu.
I think he's had enough. Anyways,
Ah.
thanks for the memes.
Thank you
you.
so much, Vish.
Vish.
Shout out to Vish for sending Pingu memes.
So good.
Appreciate him. All right, one more segment. This should be hopefully a quick one. So Taylor Swift related. Her husband,
Oh, finally.
partner. What's her name? What's his name? Travis.
The footy player.
The footy player. So he was playing footy at the
He
footy.
was playing
It wasn't
footy.
footy champion.
And what he did, and there was this like old
NFL.
referee or whatever, this older guy, and he gave the wrong decision. So her boyfriend went up to him and he was just like filled with rage and he was like
Yeah.
saying all this shit bullshit. Now, all of the Taylor Swift fans are saying that is a red flag, and they're saying Taylor should break up with him.
How?
Because he
Why?
went off at a ref.
Why
Because he went off at a rave. He's like, but he can't control his aggression. Why is he screaming at a man who is
Because
twice
it's
his
football!
They've never.
See, there's just a whole problem with Braj. They shouldn't be watching this
Anyone
game.
who's said that has never played team sports.
Yeah, very true.
Seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
I play Thursday night soccer and there's nearly punch-ons.
I thought there was punch-ons.
No, very close to. You think that it's not getting wild in professional sport?
Yeah, but okay, hold up. Boys, look at this. Tell me if this is acceptable.
Dating Jake Paul?
No, that's the referee. He's too old, is the argument.
No,
He's
dude.
too old to be yelled at.
He's too old to be yelled at
You
by
watch-
a man in his...
You watch the Euro League and shit, right? They go off at the refs.
No, I know, but like, you know... Just
Yeah, but he didn't sock him.
No, he didn't. But do you think this is a red flag?
No, Christ, no.
No, it's the opposite. It shows that he's
He
passionate.
is not playing professional gridiron with Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
it's
exactly,
cool.
exactly.
And even when he was, he still didn't sock him.
Yeah, it's the opposite of a red flag.
Where fans are saying that she's too blinded by the love and she can't see the red
God,
flag.
imagine being. Imagine
I'm sure,
being.
I'm sure they know.
Imagine-
I'm sure they know the depths of their relationship.
I saw
well.
this great.
And you know what's
meme.
sad? I bet you they do too.
I saw the,
And accurately, too.
Yeah, accurate.
I saw-
better than Taylor Swift though.
I saw this great meme of Taylor. It's Taylor Swift, and it's like a drawing of, and it's Taylor Swift, and she's on stage, and she's going, "This one's about this one's called blah blah blah. It's about how all my fans are maniacal, manipulative pigs." And then there's chicks in the crowd going, "Oh my god, this one's about us!" Yay!
Yes. So on point.
Don't you reckon?
Definitely.
Like, come on. Like, I'm a super fan of many things, but it's like when you're getting to the point of just being like, I know how your relationship is working. It's like, dude, step away.
Yeah, but like
Step
you
away.
get that, but you also
on,
get
you-
$1 billion a year.
Can't you just go to Mexican Taylor Swift for a bit?
Who's that?
Selena
Selena
Gomez.
Gomez.
She's crying.
Poor
Yeah,
girl.
she's had it
Poor
rough too.
girl.
Poor girl. But like,
Poor girl.
I don't know. She seemed very sad.
yeah, dude, she seems
So-
like.
oh my God,
But then also
yourself.
she took
You're a Taylor Swift fan.
she
aren't
took
you?
off that video in 10 minutes and apologized.
Hey babe, are you okay?
Well, no, she didn't apologize, but she took it down in 10 minutes.
She should have taken it down.
Oh, she took it down. Oh, well, then screw her. Stick to your guns at
No,
least.
don't post that. It's cringe.
But then
is
she did
cringe.
say, I think she either it was
Look,
her
I'm in
or
a
maybe
very
a fan.
emotional state right now. That's why I'm just been like, oh, please let the tears out. It's healthy.
She is Mexican.
You
For
don't
me,
say.
really?
I mean, you know, it's her people.
Yeah.
Admittedly, the worst of her people.
Yeah.
Well, what's like the backlash between? I don't know. I don't know what's. I say just roll with the punches with Trump. Enjoy the show. You know,
That's all you can do.
that's all you
That's
can
all
do.
you can.
It's a
do.
hell of a toboggan ride.
Exactly.
Grab popcorn
Yeah.
and enjoy yourself.
Just pretend it's
And
Spider-Man.
if you
3.
can't grab popcorn, then have fun in your home country.
yeah. If you can't grab popcorn because there's no one picking the corn anymore, then just.
Brutal.
I'm sure that there'll be
where's the
corn.
popcorn?
I'm
Imagine
sure
that's
there'll
what
be corn.
makes it.
Yeah, I think
Trump-
they've got enough supply for like the next 300 years.
America's
Trump
very
goes to
corn.
Taco Bell and he's like, "Sir, we don't have any cornbread anymore."
That'd be
Like,
crazy.
I have a vision. Illegal immigrants are the way to go now.
It's a little thing called flour. Okay, we like to call it flour. We like bread. We
We
like bread.
love it. We want the best in the world.
We love our bread tortillas or whatever, flour tortillas. So you're gonna have to get the bread tortillas, your flour. Is that a problem? I don't think it's a problem. It's your problem.
Pop bread. That's what we're eating from now on.
What's
the
that?
movies, pop bread.
It's called pop bread. We pop it out, bing, bing. It comes out. It's
Little bits
delicious.
of bread.
Little bits of bread. Maybe you could have bread in Skittles packets. Why? I think maybe that could be a good thing. You could do a little bit of Skittles packets, and I'd like to eat that. They like Skittles. Why don't they like bread Skittles? Brittles. You can call them brittles. You could call them brittles.
We call them brittles, folks.
All right, last segment. I can't remember what it was.
Dude,
but
I'm on board. Again, this is like, no, he's right. What's wrong with brittles?
last segment, I can't remember what it was, but you guys had to tell me a story about your friend or something.
Oh no, he
When
wants
we
to-
walk-
Yes, our deep friend.
What happened? I don't know.
Yes,
anything
our
about
good. We've got. Both myself and I are well acquainted with a man called Joseph Fritzl.
I'm so emotionally not ready for this.
Yeah,
but
I can't do it either. Look, Ali, it's the
it's
scariest,
so dark, dude.
worst true crime story I've ever heard in my life.
we do it? Yeah.
And as a result, I spent the next 2 days reading about it.
Up late?
Isn't it? Nah.
Next
Oh
week.
yeah. Okay, maybe we'll do it on the up late.
maybe I play, but
But-
I'll sit in the massage chair when you do it.
Can we just instead replace this with the segment for a second? Ali, have you ever gone down one of those true crime rabbit holes?
True crime, like as in watching true crime docos?
Yeah, some serial killer.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I was obsessed with the Menendez brothers.
Yeah, so what the hell is that? Why is it? And especially chicks. Chicks need to answer this. They have a lot to answer for. Why do you like serial killers so much?
They're interesting, dude. It's
Yeah.
fucked up part of
Like,
human
okay,
psychology.
Yeah.
Inevitably, ladies, you have to understand, you're the victim. You understand that, right?
Not
Like, you're
always.
the one getting murdered.
I think it's
Yeah, but
Either
it's
that or
like,
gay men. That's it.
but it's also like something. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it.
well, it's like a thing of like I like it. a
Yeah,
bit.
I like it. It's not that they
Ooh, he's
want
dangerous.
it, but they
Yeah.
like the idea.
Yeah, well, that's all I want. I just want one
Sexual-
woman to admit that that's what's happening there.
That's-
Yeah.
okay.
That
This
there's
is
something. I'm telling you, it's something fucking Freudian.
This
there.
is how
There's
Nikki-
something Freudian happening.
This is how Nikki Glaser described it, and if you go on Joe Rogan's podcast, because she said that
I will.
I have fantasies about that sort of stuff, and Joe Rogan was like, "But what makes you want to fantasize something that brutal?" And she said that, well, if that happens, and if I shit my pants, it's not my fault.
What the hell does that mean?
I think it means that if you're being forced to do something, I don't know, dude. I'm not gonna go into it, but like, just go watch her thing. She tried to explain it.
Who's Nikki Glaser?
She's a comedian.
Look, all right. In the comments right now, women, explain yourself. You have a lot to answer for this. Even though I kind of do get it, because the whole time I was sitting there being like, I wonder what it'd be like to be locked up in a basement. I mean, you've got kitchen there, toilet.
Yeah, like,
I mean, I never leave my house anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, God, that sounds nice.
Like
8
that-
doors, no interruptions.
but it's
Bring all the food you want.
the up late story of Fat Got. Similar thing.
We shouldn't have said that on the live pod.
Well, I didn't take any name, but I'm saying like it's exactly the same thing.
How is it the same thing? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Fat Got was enjoying it.
We will talk about this on the Uplate podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
We'll talk about this
All
on
right,
the
everyone.
Uplate podcast, but tune in and maybe we'll go into that. I don't know, man. Yeah, look, I just don't understand why true crime is so sticky. And I'm thinking that I should
because-
probably just retool my entire channel and I become
Dude.
extremely wealthy sitting there and regurgitating Wikipedia
Because
articles.
dude, the stakes are so high.
And it's not even
The
that, dude. Why do you
punishment for
why do you put chili on your burger?
I don't see how that correlates at all.
Because it's spicy.
All right, well, thank you for answering.
All right.
that.
Thank you,
That's all
everyone. We'll see you
The
guys.
invoice will be in the mail.
We'll see you guys next
I'm
week.
not looking forward to that one.
Have fun.
That was valuable information.
We're still hot mics.
Yeah, hot and spicy.
Finally, it's time to rail off on the races I don't
Oh.
like.